Jesus, Luigi. Second shop, huh? And you got the expensive shop too. He gonna be a problem. Anyway, Jessica is the only S rank in this board, while Toad and Luigi are both C ranks. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. Really a lot of fun to deal with. Like, the only main problem is gonna be Jessica. And this board is gonna be a lot slower than the previous board because of how big Good at Galaxy is gonna be and how much open space there's gonna be between. So that's gonna be a fun scenario to work with. I do get to gush about Metaphor though. Actually, technically, I played through Metaphor for 36 hours. I got 12 hours in just playing it blindly for the first time. Then I was looking at something and people were saying like you can, like, this was in the demo, but I still would rather not say spoilers for it. But there's a certain section in the game where you can decide to do something just to, like, get a specific weapon, and it's a really good weapon as well. I actually did enjoy it when I had it for the first main dungeon of the game. And when I first played it, I skipped it because I thought it was going to be a post-game only thing, though I do know that different, like, content creators I watched had the thing unlocked for them, or the thing unlocked because they went and did it. I'm just like, damn. They just must have gotten it pretty lucky then. And then I looked at the thing more carefully, and it looked like I was just dumb. It wasn't a post-game thing. I could just do it immediately, which I did. I just went back and did it. It was worth it. It was really worth it. Lost 12 hours of progress, and to some people, that's too much time to lose. For me, it was just an average Tuesday. I mean, I play RPGs for a living. I don't see a time loss as a time loss unless it goes over 90-ish hours. Yeah, if I go over like 80 to 90 hours in an RPG, and not all RPGs are that long, per se. Some are, some aren't. So yeah, if it goes over a certain amount of time, I just say 80 to 90 because I'm just so used to Xenoblade, so that's why. Yeah, just used to that. So if it goes over a certain amount of time, I would rather not reset because that's a lot of progress to get into. And knowing some RPGs have a slow beginning that I'd rather not go through again. Case in point, the best example is probably Octopath. I love Octopath a lot. If anything, it's been a very fun adventure to go through. But I would rather not go through Octopath 1 again because the early game is a decent slog. Though I do love the game a lot. And that's why I prefer the beginning of 2 a lot more, because one of my biggest gripes with Octopath 1 compared to 2 is that the story... Yeah, like, the story technically is not one note. Not every character is connected to the story. And by the end of it, if you want to, like, make one character your specific beginning one, yeah, one specific character is the beginning one, so like your leader of the group. And after that, everyone else gets subsequent. And the levels you pick, yeah, like the levels you pick are, or like the party members you picked are just decided on you, yourself, and that's it. And by the end of it, your party members are all going to be different in levels, because how Octopath 1 works is that you pick your character, you start the beginning of it, and then after that, you just do, I think, the first chapter of the character with your party member and not by himself. because they scale up the enemies based on how many people you have and how far you're into it. So for example, if you have a character, you pick your first character, you do that level, or you do that first chapter, it's scaled pretty close to how your level is going to be for that character. So like you say you're level 4, the enemies will be around level 4. And they're all going to be scaled to have one person deal with them. That's fine. That's how the beginning of a game should work. Every subsequent character you unlock, though, needs or has to have the that specific enemies there, and you need to walk up to them to unlock them, which means you have to deal with their first chapter with 2 people, and the game scales it to 2 characters. Again, not bad. Some RPGs do that, some RPGs don't. It just depends on who you're playing. And damn it, I had to go down, huh? Fuck you, game. Alright, back to what I'm saying is that yeah, that's just how the beginning of the game works. And for a fact that you have to do that 4 times for 4 characters, it's gonna be out of whack for the specific characters. And once you have your full party of 4, that's it. You can like have that full party of 4 move on. Because if you want to unlock a 5th character for the game, because the game has 8 characters in total. If you want to unlock your 5th character, it becomes harder because you have to swap out your team to accommodate that new person, meaning your entire party is going to be not invalidated, but off kilter on the level system or on levels, because it becomes not too one-sided. It becomes like hard because in the game you cannot swap out your leader until you beat their story, which in hindsight is kind of funny, but if you're trying to play the game normally, it is annoying to deal with. Octopath 2 solves that problem by like having every specific character do their chapter 1s by themselves, which is a godsend to like deal with the whole level situation. I mean, you can have like 2 sets of parties, yeah, like 2 sets of people deal with the thing. What shop I can sell? Probably that one. And for a fact that like that's how you can get like 2 party members set up, because you can get the whole characters done with the chapter 1 already leveled and already good. And you could just choose what other characters you want to pick out for your party, and once you're done with like 4 of them, you can just do the next 4. And you can do that as well in Octopath 1. It just becomes harder for you to manage because of how the game's designed. It's like a first game syndrome that was perfected in the second game. I said it's not bad, but that's like the one thing, or like one of the few games that I'd rather just not restart, or if I know I'm gonna restart it, I'm gonna have a fun time slogging through that game. It becomes a problem at one point, but what can you do? I think another one would be probably 12 Neo, Neo, The World's End With You. That beginning is not that bad, but like with having or knowing how the game is, knowing how the game is to just like back to the beginning, you miss out on so much shit compared to if you just compared to just if you don't restart or don't do like a new game plus. Let's say it's because like the whole premise of the game, and to everyone who hasn't played it, spoilers, is just that at the end of the game you get 6 characters you play with, and going back from like 6 to 1, 2 people at the beginning of the game feels hollow, feels weird. And you get used to it at the end of the day, but Jesus Christ, dude. Just the amount of fun you had with 6 people and then going back to 2 when you reset a game is... Damn, bro. Lack of a better word. I already made a line, huh? Sure, I'm gonna invest 200. Yeah, then that's like how it is. Not much else to say on the whole front of like restarting RPGs and how their beginnings can be. There's some other RPGs I've played that have slower starts, but those are like the ones I remember the most because oh god, I know for a fact that if I restart, I'm gonna have fun with them. And I don't mean the good fun, I mean the oh god, this is here fun. I don't think Metaphor is gonna have that beginning again. It may be weird, but I don't think Metaphor is gonna have that type of beginning to deal with the beginning. If anything, I've just been having fun on other stuff. Technically, no other collabs have been recorded. It has been edited, so everything has been edited and exported for future archival purposes. Those things are gonna get uploaded. I honestly do not know when they're gonna be uploaded. That like recent collab I've done or recorded. Can I stop landing on ventures, please? I have all this money and I can do nothing with it. Anyway, yeah, I don't know when it's gonna be like uploaded because, as you can see, we've been having both Dokapon and Fortress Street as our video for the week, or videos for the time being. Currently, it is the 21st of July when this is being recorded, and I don't know when this thing is being edited, which I'll make a text on screen to show you when I got to this, like eventually. And you guys can look in the description on when this was uploaded. Or on your phone, I don't know. It is a mute on when this is being uploaded. Because it shouldn't be that far off from when I record. If anything, it may be like a couple months a couple months off from when I when I recorded it. And by a couple, I mean like probably half a year. I don't know. And for that collab, I said it's not gonna be fun to see where it's gonna be. And then I do have to go that way. And another Venture Square. 54. Fine, I'm zooming to the bank just to get some taxes. Or buy some stocks. If it gives me the heart, and then I can just loop around. No twos and ones, huh? I'd rather just keep that there, because there's nothing else I can do. I'm just probably going to put into probably A or D. Let's do A for now. Yeah, like I'll do A right now. Because there's a shop there I want, and if I do upgrade, it will be funny. But if I don't, I don't. Because I do know for a fact that during one of these recordings, I think the last recording, or like the last Wars recording, that I brought up that that collab was done and dusted, that we finished it. You fucking kidding me? Thanks, Toad. And yeah, just had fun with it. I know I'm technically planning another one of that simple of that genre with that crew, because if anything, a specific group, though we started off on a different game, that wasn't like a platformer at all. That group went from that specific game to a platformer, which was fun. And it showed that we are all cutthroat some of the bitches. And man, was funny doing stat tracking for that. I did tell them I was stat tracking, which made it more competitive, more funny. But goddamn, it didn't even matter for stat tracking purposes because it was not a landslide victory. I don't even call it a victory, but it wasn't like a landslide for a specific stat because we knew who was gonna get what. So it wasn't that big of a problem.